Welcome back to Coins X Tales. We're exploring rare Lincoln 1 cent pennies, coins that have made people rich. Let's find out why you should never overlook these coins. Because who knows, a single coin could change your life. Don't miss this. Top 1. Every day millions of coins pass through people's hands. But sometimes a simple penny can hide an incredible story and surprising value. Today we're taking a close look at the United States Lincoln 1 cent penny from 1982 with no mint mark. At first glance it may look like an ordinary coin, but collectors know that this year is one of the most fascinating and confusing years in the entire history of the Lincoln cent. This coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been loved by collectors for generations. The no mint mark version was produced at the Philadelphia facility of the United States Mint. During 1982, something very important happened that changed the composition of the penny forever. For decades, pennies were made mostly from copper. But because copper became expensive, the mint decided to switch the metal composition during 1982. That means pennies from this year were struck in two different materials. Early coins were made of mostly copper, weighing about 3.1 grams, while later coins were made of zinc with a thin copper coating and weighed about 2.5 grams. Because of this transition, 1982 pennies exist in several varieties. Collectors search for large date and small date versions, copper and zinc versions, and of course the no mint mark coins from Philadelphia. This combination of varieties makes the 1982 penny one of the most studied modern coins. If you want to check your coin, look closely at the date. On a large date penny, the numbers appear thicker and taller. On the small date version, the numbers are slimmer and the 8 in the date looks more delicate. Serious collectors even use a scale to check the weight because the copper and zinc versions are different. Now let's talk about value, because this is where things get interesting. Most circulated 1982 no mint mark pennies are still worth only a few cents. However, uncirculated examples in beautiful condition can sell for several dollars to several dozen dollars depending on the variety. The real excitement comes when a rare combination appears in high grade or with an error. A well-preserved copper small date example can sell for hundreds of dollars at auction. And if a coin has strong mint errors such as doubling, off-center strikes, or other unusual mint mistakes, collectors may pay thousands of dollars for the right piece. That's why coin collectors always say never ignore your pennies. A small difference in weight, date, style, or condition can turn an ordinary-looking coin into a valuable collectible. So the next time you see a 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, take a closer look. Check the date, style, weigh the coin if you can, and inspect it for unusual details. You might just discover a hidden treasure sitting quietly in your pocket change. If you enjoyed learning about rare pennies and valuable coins, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin discoveries. And don't forget to check your change carefully, because the next valuable coin could already be in your hands. Top 2. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a simple penny that could be hiding a story from American history. Today we are looking at the United States Lincoln 1 cent penny from 1976 with the D-mint mark. Many people overlook this coin, but collectors know that even common-looking pennies can sometimes carry surprising value. The coin features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been used on the Lincoln cent for more than a century. On the reverse side you will find the classic wheat ears design replaced earlier by the Lincoln Memorial, which honors one of the most respected leaders in American history. The D-mint mark under the date tells us this coin was produced at the Denver facility of the United States Mint. In 1976, the Denver Mint struck billions of Lincoln pennies to keep up with circulation demand across the country. Because so many were produced, most examples are still common today. But condition and rare mint errors can make a huge difference in value. The 1976 penny was made from a copper alloy that contains mostly copper with a small amount of zinc. These coins weigh about 3.1 grams and have a rich reddish color when they are preserved in mint condition. Over time, many coins in circulation become darker brown due to wear and oxidation. Collectors often search these coins carefully because certain mint errors can make them much more valuable. One error that attracts attention is doubled die details, where parts of the design appear slightly doubled due to a mistake during the die creation process. Off-center strikes are another exciting error where the coin design is not perfectly centered on the blank planchet. Sometimes collectors even find coins with die cracks or unusual strike marks that make each piece unique. Now let's talk about the value that collectors are interested in. Most circulated 1976 Lincoln pennies are worth only a few cents above face value. Coins that are in uncirculated condition with bright original color can sell for a few dollars to several dollars depending on the quality. However, high-grade examples that look almost perfect under professional grading can bring much stronger prices. At auction, exceptional mint state coins have sold for dozens of dollars, and rare error examples can reach hundreds of dollars when collectors compete to add them to their collections. This is why experienced coin hunters always check their pocket change. Even a common year like 1976 can become exciting if you discover a well-preserved coin or a rare mint error hiding in plain sight. So the next time you come across a 1976 Lincoln penny with a D-mint mark, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look for sharp details, bright color, and any unusual features that could make the coin special. If you enjoy learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures in everyday change, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. There are many more fascinating coins to explore, and your next discovery could be closer than you think. Top 3. Sometimes the smallest coins in your pocket can hide the most surprising stories. Today we are taking a closer look at the United States Lincoln 1 cent penny from 2001 with no mint mark. Many people spend these coins every day without thinking twice, but collectors know that even a modern penny can sometimes be worth far more than 1 cent. The coin carries the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has represented the Lincoln cent for generations. This iconic design has become one of the most recognized images on American currency and remains a favorite among coin collectors around the world. When a Lincoln penny has no mint mark under the date, it means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia facility of the United States Mint. In 2001, the Philadelphia Mint produced a very large number of pennies to keep up with everyday circulation across the United States. Because of this high production, most examples are common today, but certain factors can still make this coin interesting for collectors. The 2001 penny is made from a zinc core with a thin copper coating, a composition used for modern pennies since the early 1980s. These coins weigh about 2.5 grams and usually appear bright copper when freshly minted, although circulation can quickly turn them darker over time. Collectors often examine these coins carefully because mint errors can make a big difference in value. One popular error is doubled die details, where letters or numbers appear slightly doubled due to a mistake in the die used to strike the coin. Another exciting error is an off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not perfectly aligned during minting. Sometimes collectors also find die cracks, clipped planchets, or unusual strike marks that make the coin much rarer than normal examples. Condition is another key factor that can greatly affect the value of this coin. Most 2001 no-mint mark pennies found in circulation are worth only face value or just a few cents. However, coins that remain in uncirculated condition with strong luster and sharp details are much more attractive to collectors. High-quality mint state coins can sell for several dollars, and the best preserved examples with bright original color can sometimes reach several dozen dollars in collector markets. When rare mint errors appear on these coins, the value can increase dramatically, and collectors may pay hundreds of dollars depending on the rarity and eye appeal of the error. This is why experienced coin collectors always recommend checking every penny carefully. Even modern coins can occasionally reveal something special that others have overlooked, so the next time you see a 2001 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look at the details, the condition, and any unusual features. You might discover a small coin that carries a surprising value. If you enjoy learning about rare coins and hidden treasures in everyday change, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more exciting coin discoveries. And remember, the next valuable coin could already be waiting in your pocket. Top 4. Have you ever checked the pennies in your pocket carefully? Many people spend them without a second thought, but sometimes a small coin can carry a story and even surprising value. Today we are looking at the United States Lincoln 1 cent penny from 1994 with the D mint mark. This coin features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has appeared on the Lincoln cent for more than a century. The reverse side shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used on pennies from 1959 until 2008. Because of this long history, the Lincoln penny has become one of the most collected coins in the United States. The small letter D under the date tells us that this coin was struck at the Denver facility of the United States Mint. In 1994, the Denver Mint produced a very large number of pennies for everyday circulation. Billions of coins were struck that year, which means most examples you find today are very common. The 1994 penny was made from a zinc core covered with a thin layer of copper. This composition has been used for modern pennies since the early 1980s. The coin weighs about 2.5 grams and has a bright copper color when it leaves the mint, although circulation often turns it darker over time. Even though this coin is common, collectors still examine it closely because certain mint errors can make it rare and valuable. One interesting error collectors search for is double die details. This happens when the design on the die is slightly doubled, causing letters or numbers on the coin to appear doubled. Another exciting error is an off-center strike, where part of the coin design is missing because the blank was not perfectly aligned during the minting process. Other unusual features such as die cracks, clipped planchets, or strong strike errors can also increase the value. Because of this, experienced collectors often inspect every penny carefully before spending it. Condition is extremely important when determining the value of this coin. Most 1994 D pennies that have circulated for many years are worth only 1 cent or just a few cents to collectors. However, coins that remain in uncirculated condition with bright original luster and sharp details can sell for several dollars. The best preserved mint state examples graded at the highest levels can sell for several dozen dollars at auction. And if a rare mint error is discovered on a 1994 D penny, collectors may pay hundreds of dollars depending on how unusual and dramatic the error is. This is why coin collectors always remind people to check their change. A small detail or a rare error can turn a simple penny into a collectible piece of history, so the next time you find a 1994 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark, take a closer look before spending it. You might discover something that many others have overlooked. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable pennies and rare coin discoveries, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There are many more fascinating coins to explore, and your next treasure might already be waiting in your pocket. Top 5. Sometimes the most ordinary coins can hide the most interesting stories. Today we are taking a closer look at the United States Lincoln 1 cent penny from 1962 with no mint mark. At first glance it may seem like just another old penny, but collectors know that coins from this era can still hold real value depending on their condition and rare mint errors. On the front of the coin you will see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been used on the Lincoln cent since 1909. This iconic image has made the Lincoln penny one of the most recognized and collected coins in American history. When a penny from 1962 has no mint mark under the date, it means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia facility of the United States Mint. During this time, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies for everyday use across the United States. The 1962 penny is made mostly from copper, giving it a weight of about 3.1 grams and a warm reddish color when it is in mint condition. Over time, many of these coins darken as they circulate, which is why collectors always search for examples that still show strong original color and sharp details. Even though many of these coins were produced, collectors still look carefully at every example because mint errors can make some pieces rare and valuable. One of the most exciting possibilities is a double die error, where letters or numbers appear slightly doubled due to a mistake during the die creation process. Coins with noticeable doubling can attract serious attention from collectors. Another interesting feature collectors search for is die cracks. These appear as raised lines on the surface of the coin and happen when the die used to strike the coin begins to crack from heavy use. While small cracks are common, dramatic ones can make a coin much more desirable. Off-center strikes are also possible. This happens when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be missing. These unusual pieces are always exciting discoveries for collectors because each error coin is unique. Now let's talk about the value collectors are interested in. Most circulated 1962 no mint mark pennies are worth only a few cents above their face value. However, coins that remain in uncirculated condition with bright red color can sell for several dollars to several dozen dollars depending on their quality. The most impressive high-grade examples that have been carefully preserved can reach several $100s at auction. If a coin from this year is discovered with a strong mint error or exceptional condition, collectors may compete strongly to add it to their collections. This is why coin collectors always recommend checking old pennies carefully. Even a coin that looks ordinary can sometimes turn out to be a valuable collectible, so the next time you come across a 1962 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, take a moment to examine it closely. Look at the color, the details, and any unusual features that could make it special. If you enjoy discovering valuable coins and hidden treasures in everyday change, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories. And remember, the next rare coin might already be waiting in your pocket.